Hello everyone and welcome to yet another episode of Lipnox SQ, the show about the games, applications, and tech demos released on SideQuest for the Oculus Quest virtual reality headset. Now on today's episode I've got a whole bunch of stuff, including my new favorite way to watch movies in VR with my friends, but we also have another game that's kind of like Zuma called Virus Rush, which is a paid title, and got some fun games for your kids to play in VR, and a bunch of other things too. I do want to bring up that the opening song I have by the amazing band AngelCrypt, well, if you go on their merch website, they're actually doing free shipping until the end of the month. So if you like the sound, they have face masks, they got t-shirts, they got all sorts of awesome stuff. Go check that stuff out. Definitely worthwhile, and it's great to support these guys. They're helping me out. So let's cover the reviews. So this is an extremely fun game that is a dungeon crawler type of experience. I mean, it's early of course, but it's free to check out right now. Probably, I think he would charge money down the road because it is quite cool. You can use swords in both hands if you choose. You can fire magic, and there is a teleport function where you sort of throw the thing, but don't worry, after you complete the tutorial, you can turn it off. So you can just have the smooth movement, and I really feel like the way that the sword combat works, you're gonna get trapped and you're gonna get swarmed and killed if you try to rely on that teleporting function too much. Now the teleporting is kind of, there's other games that have done that. It kind of reminds me of how In Death does it with the arrow. But, you know, this game has a lot of different enemy types. The levels themselves are basic mazes, but the characters you're facing off against have some decent detail and have a little bit of complexity in the moves they're using against you. There's spiders, there's skeletons, there's these black wraith characters, earth elementals, and you know, some of these enemies, not only do they have a lot of detail, but they're kind of creepy looking. And you start getting swarmed by them and you kind of get messed up. Now, I think I probably put maybe half an hour, maybe 45 minutes into this game. I was having a lot of fun. You know, I did a couple runs through, and you know, I got my stuff leveled up. I think I got to level 3 or level 4 on my best run. And you're basically going through the maze. You get to the end point, and it's like a teleport thing, and that's your end of your level. And then you use the coins you collected throughout the level. I believe you get coins for killing enemies. You also get coins for, there's like pots everywhere. Hey, Legend of Zelda fans' dream, smashing pots. But you know, this is an extremely fun game. And for something that costs nothing, you'd be hard pressed to miss this one. I definitely recommend it. So this is a game about public speaking. It has some great 3D videos, put you in examples of situations where you might be stressed or nervous. I think that it needs to get the audio better so that the audio is 3D, but it's not a big deal, and I do think this would actually be quite helpful. Some of the scenes are very well thought out and very well planned out for the acting purposes, and I think it could be helpful for people. Now this game is basically Pong. There's two other quiz type, mini-game type of I don't know what they are, mini-game type of things. But because the Pong has this weird effect where it like has an explosion when you hit it, it makes it so hard to keep track of whether or not you hit the ball or not, and it doesn't do it for me. The controls are great, but it just doesn't work for me, and the 2D Pong would not let me control anything. It seems glitched out, so who knows? I tried all the buttons, it didn't seem to work, so that's that. I wouldn't be too into that one unless they fix the Pong part of it. So Virus Rush is a paid title. It's $5, and I was provided with a copy. And it's basically like Zuma. You're shooting the balls and matching the colors 3 in a row. Usually gives you a pair. Sometimes it glitches out and doesn't work. And there's also these. They look like little like vials or something, and they seem to count as any color or something. I've seen a few of them pop up, but the biggest problem is it doesn't save your progress, and as far as I can tell, it's only one basic environment. So chances are you're gonna play this for 20 minutes and get bored, and maybe you'll play it again, but you know, it's $5, and I think $5 is just too high for this right now. This is $1. This is maybe $2. It is fun, but there's not enough there to consider it $5 for me. But it is a lot of fun, and for a 360 game, you can spin all around, and it's really neat in that regard. But the price tag kills it for me. It's just too expensive. And the same developer has made this robot game where you're taking the Lego Mindstorm pieces, I think they are, and building a robot and then programming the robot's movements. And it's cool. The graphics are awesome and there's different environments and stuff. I'm not big into programming, so I can show you what the game looks like, but I am not fit to review this game. So this is a bit of a strange one. It's this museum. It's all mapped out in 3D, and it has the full voiceovers and everything. And you start off and you can look all over it, like look above it kind of thing. And you can go into all the rooms, and then the rooms are all connected with doorways, and you can bring up a map to quickly navigate it all. I love the idea. Some of the 3D mapping is not correct, and there's some weird blotchy areas, but awesome. You know what? If I wanted to tour a museum, this is a great start, and considering the technology behind everything, this kind of stuff's only going to get better and better. I love it. Keep making that kind of stuff, guys. Good work. Now, you guys might remember that I covered BangSquash, and it was that brick breaker type of game. Well, they've added the demo like I said last week, but he's also fixed all the physics and everything. I gave it a try again, and it is actually a blast to play right now. And you know what? It's $3. There's a demo to check out. Definitely check it out. I would definitely consider this worth a buy right now. And he has this other horror game demo. Maybe check that out too. It's not something I'm going to check out because those games scare the crap out of me, but I think there's some serious talent with this studio, and I definitely, it's a recommended for me now. And speaking of horror games, I checked out this other, it's like this puzzle thing where you're combining pieces and everything, and you know what? I tried to give it a try, but it was just, the atmosphere and everything was really spooking me. And if you like scary stuff, it might be one to check out. I could not play long enough to do a full review on it though. Take a look though. Take a look for yourself. So this is an Easter game set in the town of Silent Hill. Or at least the fog would make me believe that. Now there's 40 eggs you have to catch, and you only have 10 minutes to do it. There's a great voiceover introduction, and the graphics look quite nice. The overall reality is, though, the gameplay itself is quite boring. There's an arrow that points you back home, so that's good. But there's really nothing to guide you to where these eggs are, and it seems to you can just walk infinitely forever outwards, and eventually there's no eggs, which is basically a huge trap for you. The chicken-shaped enemy things that go to attack you are extremely easy to avoid. You shoot this little like egg launcher thing and it stops them in their tracks. Now, that's for me though. If I was a younger child, I think this game actually is a lot of fun, and it's just meant to be a simple Easter thing. I would say for kids, it's worth checking out. And now another game for kids is a puppy park game, and you're in this park, and it's basically a showcase of physics in terms of like sandbox physics, and you can hit objects and sort of, I was grabbing some of the boxes and bashing them into things and watching them go up. There's like a whole bunch of like lever things, like height things, you could roll them down, and I think it is something that kids would have a lot of fun in. I was having a little bit of fun making a little game, hitting the boxes up and seeing what I could do with the physics. So I think it's worth checking out for free, but the dogs don't do anything except for just randomly grab toys and things. So don't expect to get a lot out of this, but for younger players, a lot younger, it's a game that you could definitely put them in the headset and they'd have a good time playing. So there's this weird one, this chess game, and you can manipulate the board, you can turn it upside down, you can put it wherever you want. So it's hugely customizable in that sense. But I gotta be honest, it sometimes would get broken basically, and you essentially had to restart the game, which kind of sucks when you're playing chess. And I'll be perfectly honest, the computer kicked my butt. So maybe I just suck at chess, but I was getting my butt completely kicked all over the place, and for that sense, I didn't like it, because I was losing, but you know what, I'm just not very good at chess. So if you like chess and you're up for a challenge, I recommend it, but keep note of the glitching stuff happening. So this is a weird game too. It's this slime game with this anime style character, and it's got some weird AI voice thing doing all the talking, which mispronounces words sometimes. Like at the starting, it's like it says curious, but it says curios, and it's just or curios. But the game itself is kind of neat. You're sneaking around trying to avoid these green bulb things. If you get too close to them, you die. And I really don't know what the goal point realistically is, but it definitely feels unfinished because I got so far in it and it said present these flame things and I couldn't progress any further. So there's that. And there's also, all you're doing is walking. There's no combat, there's no gameplay of any kind beyond just sneaking around, which is quite easy to sneak around these things. You get these mushroom things and you get these red globe things, and I think the globe things are for seeing more around you, and the other one's for going faster, something like that. I mean, it's a cool start. Hopefully this is something awesome down the road. I don't know if I'd waste my time with it yet, but maybe I just had a weird glitch and it's actually working fine. So this is an app that I stumbled upon that has been released for almost every major platform on VR except for the PSVR. Now the goal for this is clearly business and education and things like that, but I have been absolutely loving the ability to make my own levels and position the video screens anywhere I want. I can resize them, I can do all sorts of different screens. It is such a cool thing, and I can decorate the levels with all sorts of effects, all sorts of little mini graphics that are animated. I mean, you're seeing it on screen right now. This is such a cool application. Now, I'm gonna have to say that I did watch the Facebook Oculus Connect thing, the Facebook Connect thing on the Quest 2 and all that kind of stuff, and I went to the new Venues app, and it is so lacking. The new avatars, they look great. There's no facial hair, and they're again just above the head, and the lack of options is just. I seriously have to wonder what's going on with these things. I don't know what the cost is to develop this kind of stuff. But, you know, you've had all this time, we've announced Facebook Horizon so long ago, and we're still at a point now where I feel like you're nowhere close to being ready to truly get people on board. Now, Engage is years old, but even looking at the videos from a couple years ago, they had these avatar characters a long time ago. You can import your face into Engage and really customize the experience. And this is an application that you can get up to 30 people in watching your presentation, watching movies together, doing these things. So I see no excuse on the Connect side. Also, a great thing about Engage is you've got these amazing 3D spaces. There's like, I think 8 pages of these 3D spaces, and a lot of them are, you know, very similar copy and paste things, but it is a blast just looking through all these things. Now, you have to sign up for the Pro service to get access to most of them, but there is a 30-day free trial, which I did test out, and as you can see on the screen, I'm probably showcasing a ton of those environments because, you know, I want you guys to see what they are without having to do that whole registration process. I personally think that the freely included Mountain Home is one of the absolute best ones. So if you're just going to watch movies with your friends, check that one out. That is probably my favorite of all of them. There is also the ability to watch 360 videos, and I gotta address too, I mean, I don't know what's up with the YouTube app, but I really cannot watch it doesn't let me watch 3D videos side by side. I don't have a great app to do that yet, until now. So you can literally watch 3D YouTube videos on this, and they look great. You know, I put on some 3D movies and tested them out, some 3D trailers, and it's awesome. You can resize all these screens too. So if something isn't looking, you know, good enough resolution, super zoomed out, you can make it a little bit smaller for yourself. You know, you can build furniture, you can build tables, you can sit on these things, you can teleport into them so you're sitting. And this app has an amazing ability where you can choose between if it's going to be automatically sitting for you position or this automatic standing. So when you're in the application, you can be in standing mode while sitting in a chair and not worry about your height being affected. So I was in a social area talking to people, and I was still my right height, having conversations while sitting. And I think that's absolutely amazing. And like I said, with this video function, you're able to do YouTube. You're able to do things off of your cloud service. Like I had my Google Drive connected, I put a couple movies on there, some TV shows, and I was able to watch them. Now, it wasn't able to full screen the ones on my Google Drive properly, but I think that's just the way the Google Drive itself works. So take that for what it is. But the fact that I can so easily watch movies with my friends without having to cast anything is incredibly stunning, and I love that. Engage has all these educational features. It has all these other functions that are awesome. I mean, you can set up quizzes and stuff. I tested some of this stuff. It's so complicated. I mean, it's not endlessly complicated, but it's so much more than I can cover right now. Go on their website, they have amazing videos showcasing it all. Do that. Now the hard part is that, yeah, you know what? I love this for movies and stuff. I'm not paying £50 or 50 UK, whatever that is a year, to be able to watch movies with my friends. It's just too high. These environments are awesome, but they are not the same amount of quality in terms of detail and polish that big screen is offering. You know, your big screen apps have this like light bouncing off the screen that this does not have. But, you know, it's incredibly easy to use, and for presentation type of things. I mean, if I want to air a new episode of Lipnox SQ and premiere it in this application, if I could get people on board, that would be awesome. But again, another issue is that the Lite version can only have 3 people join you, and even with the Pro, I can only have 8 Lite users join me. So it's great if me and, I don't know if the 8 includes myself, but if me and maybe, 8 other people want to check out, but even then, that's what I'm paying for, and you get more levels, you get more graphics and things like that, but it's just, I'm not going to lose my mind about those features. And from the video footage I'm looking at, it really hasn't been updated much in those past 2 years. There's some keyboard issues where it's hard to type in things when you're in the internet browser version. It's a good app. It's not worth spending money on, but like I said, free version, check it out. You want to watch YouTube with your buddies? This is where you're gonna do it. And the Mountain Home is definitely the level to check out. There is some cool class things. There's a Japanese one. You get to do, I guess it's calligraphy or whatever the drawing is, kenji. And that's a lot of fun. There's a gym. You can pick up a basketball and throw the basketball. None of these things are incredibly in-depth, but they're there and they're cool. And as a video watching application, it's worth checking out. And if I want to give presentations or show people things in VR, I would definitely use this application. Businesses have their own special paying feature and all these other features. I don't have access to that. I don't know how those things work, but Engage is definitely a recommended from me. Take a look at the free trial, take a look at the free demo, and make your own choice. So thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I got a whole bunch of new videos planned for the next week. I got a swordsman game that's coming out real soon for PSVR that I'm going to be covering that for you guys. And, of course, more SideQuest games. There's a detective game that I should be covering on my channel next time. And, as always, tons more stuff.